Good morning, students. How are you today?
I'm fine, Miss. How about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you for asking me, and great to see you for this class again. And now, we will next our discussion for the last week. Last week, we learned about the writing, and now we focus in reading skills. Okay, now I will use Storyline Online. It's like a book, but the digital book, and you can watch from my screen. And I choose the book, the title Calvin Cannot Fly. Are you ready to see the video?
Ready.
Okay, I will play right now, and you can look carefully about the story because I will give you an assessment for the next activity. Okay, I will start right now.
Welcome to Storyline Online, brought to you by the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. I'm Jonathan Price, and today I'm going to read Calvin Can't Fly, written by Jennifer Byrne and illustrated by Keith Bendis. Calvin is a starling. He was born under the eaves of an old barn with his 3 brothers, 4 sisters, and 67,432 cousins. Starlings have big families. Right from the beginning, Calvin was different. Right from the day all the little starlings tumbled out of their nests to discover the world. Charlie discovered worms. Adeline discovered grass. Clement discovered dirt. Aubrey discovered water. And Calvin, well, Calvin discovered a book. While all of Calvin's cousins chased beetles, bugs, and ants, Calvin was learning to read letters, words, and sentences. At night, his cousins dreamed of insect eating and garbage picking. Calvin dreamed of adventure stories, legends, and poetry. He even dreamed that someday he'd become a great writer himself. On June 1st, when all the little starlings lined up for flying lessons with their teacher, Mr. Wingstead, Calvin was nowhere to be seen. Actually, Calvin was in the library. As the other little starlings were learning to swoop, hover, and fly figure eights, Calvin buried his beak in books, and there his mind soared. Calvin read about pirates and volcanoes and rainbows, whales and dinosaurs. Calvin especially loved dinosaurs. He learned how the planets circle the sun, what makes the wind blow, and amazing facts like how caterpillars grow up to become butterflies. His books took him to places wings never could, and his heart fluttered with excitement. Calvin's cousins called him Nerdy Birdie, Geeky Beaky, and Bookworm. And when you're a bird, being called a worm is a very bad thing. Calvin ruffled his feathers and mumbled, "Oh, how the wounding words of scorn do sting." Then he sadly waddled back to the library, the only place where he was happy. And so he spent all summer reading, learning, and absorbing everything his little starling mind could, until the first leaf turned orange and fell to the ground. fall winds sent a chill through the old barn. Summer's nests blew to the floorboards. It was time to head south. His cousins warned, "Calvin, you better learn to fly. In a couple of days, we gotta be out of here." Calvin said, Yes, migration. I've read about that." His sister asked, "Calvin, can you fly?" Calvin had to admit he couldn't. All the other starlings took off in a giant formation, but Calvin could only stand and watch. A big, lonely tear rolled down his cheek. Calvin turned and trudged back toward the old barn. He was so upset, he didn't even notice his brothers and sisters and cousins coming back to get him. All of a sudden, they were tying up Calvin's middle with string and scraps of cloth they'd found in the garbage. They grasped the other ends with their beaks, and off they flew, with Calvin, somewhat embarrassed, safely in tow. For days and days they flew. Calvin recognized the rivers, mountains, and towns he'd read about all summer. Excitedly, he pointed them out to his brothers, sisters, and cousins. But the other little starlings just flapped their wings and headed south. Soon, there came a day when the winds blew especially hard. Trees bent sideways, leaves scattered wildly. Flying became harder and harder. The air had an odd smell to it, the smell of danger. Calvin, remembering back to his favorite weather book, warned the rest of his family. "A hurricane! A hurricane is coming!" All his brothers and sisters and cousins asked, "What's a hurricane?" Calvin explained as quickly as his little beak could. "We need to get out of the path of a violent tropical weather system, which is storming up the coast at a tremendous speed and will not diminish until it encounters large stretches of landmass. Everybody, make haste into that cave." They'd no idea what Calvin was saying, but they had to admit it did sound real. So the flock made a loop-de-loop left, a dipsy-doodle right, and dove into the cave. They did everything Calvin told them to. To their amazement, a great storm did blow across the land. It thundered over the mountains. It roared through the villages. It smashed, crashed, rumbled, and raged, just as Calvin had predicted. The whole big starling family gathered together, watching in fear and awe. The storm finally ended. The sun came out in the sky, and the starlings came out of their cave. They were safe and sound, all because of Calvin. They celebrated with a great starling party in honor of Calvin. They ate big, juicy worms and yummy, crunchy beetles. They danced and sang songs about how Calvin had saved their lives. They toasted Calvin with acorn caps filled with fresh, clear mountain water. Calvin was so happy and felt so good deep down inside that he jumped and hopped and danced and flapped his wings and flapped his wings and flapped his wings. All the other starlings looked at him in amazement. "Calvin, you can fly!" they exclaimed. And Calvin, the happiest starling in the whole wide world, chirped, "Why, yes, I do believe I can." And they all flew south, with big, wide smiles on their little starling faces. Especially Calvin. I suppose the main story to come out of Calvin Can't Fly is that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be the kid who reads books and doesn't play football and doesn't play basketball. But by reading, you gain knowledge, you learn about other people, and you learn how to behave in society, how to be a good member of society. And I think that's what happens to Calvin. He's accepted because he knows things and he can warn people about things and lead them out of danger. And that's why it's a good thing to read, gain knowledge. Thank you for watching Storyline Online. Make sure to check out all of our stories.
Okay. Did you get it, everyone, from the story?
Get it, Miss?
Okay, now you do an assessment. I use quizzes. Can you scan the barcode in my screen? You have any problems, students?
Yes, Miss.
You cannot scan the barcode?
Yes, Miss.
So, you prefer the barcode or the link? Can you scan the barcode or no?
No, Miss.
Okay, I will send you the link. Wait.
All right, thank you.
Have you got the link that I sent?
Yes, Miss.
Okay,
Thank you.
most welcome. You can join.
Yeah.
Okay, I will start the question right now. There is a 10 question about the story Calvin Cannot Fly that you read before. Are you ready?
Ready, Miss.
Okay, I will start. Okay. Oh wow, that's good. You're very fast to answer. Wow. Well, that's so fast, student. You really understand the story.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, next question. Let's go. Good. Oh, you did the wrong answer. It's okay. That's great. You missed the one number or no? Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, you just missed the one number. Okay, good, Tata, and all students. Any question for you, students?
Not yet, Miss.
No? Okay. Because that's all our class today. What you learned today about the story, Tata? Can you explain to me the short?
Calvin is smart, Miss. He understands what he must can
Okay, thank you, Tata.
act.
And thank you for the all the students in this class and see you next week. Thank you.